So today is day number 1 of online learning, and I'm so excited because I get to teach you science. So today we're going to be starting a brand new science unit, and it's all about matter. And I love matter. I think it's really cool because right now, as I'm sitting in my classroom, I'm looking all around, and I see matter everywhere. Matter is something that takes up space. So any object that you see, if you look up right now and you look around your room, if you see an object that is taking up space, then that's a piece of matter. I'm going to be showing you a presentation that's going to talk more and more about matter and the different properties that it has. So right now I want you to be a really good listener because afterwards you're going to be doing an activity that has to do with different properties of matter. Okay, so as I said before, today is day 1 and we're going to be talking about matter. So the kids and the objects around them are matter. Matter is anything that takes up space and has mass. All right, so let's look at this picture right here. See, we have a little girl and we have a little boy, and it looks like they are at the ocean or they're at the beach and they're playing in the sand. And look at what they're playing with. I think they have a little shovel and some sand buckets. These toys that they're playing with, those are pieces of matter. And they're matter because they take up space and they have mass. Here are some more examples of matter. We have an apple, a little backpack. This is a slide, a sponge. Here's some books, some JoJo Siwa bows. We have a basketball, taxis. See, these are all pieces of matter that you can find either at your house or at school or maybe at a store or a playground. And you probably didn't even know that they were matter. But matter is all around us. Everything that takes up space is a piece of matter. A couple minutes ago, I stopped and I looked around my classroom. I saw things like chairs, desks, I saw books, I saw a couple pieces of paper, some pencils, and these are all pieces of matter. So right now, I want you to pause the video for about 30 seconds, and I want you to get up and look around the room that you're in, and I want you to think about pieces of matter that you see. So maybe if you're inside your bedroom, maybe you'll see a bed, or maybe if you're in your kitchen, you'll see a refrigerator. Maybe if you're outside, you might see a car or a taxi. But right now, I want you to pause the video for 30 seconds and look around your room to see what pieces of matter you might see. All right, so let's move on. I hope you paused the video and you looked around for pieces of matter. But right now, we're going to talk about this word. This is the word mass. So mass is a measurement of how much matter is in an object. And right now, let's look at this picture. Here we have 3 little elephants. And if you notice, the elephants are the same exact shape, they're the same exact size, but these elephants do not have the same mass. This elephant right here is made out of rock. It is very heavy. This elephant is made out of wood. And this elephant is made out of cotton candy. So even though these elephants, they have the same volume, that means they're the same size, they do not have the same amount of mass. This elephant has the most mass, and this elephant has the least amount of mass. Another important part of matter is its properties. Here it says, matter also has properties. A property is one part of what something is like. Some properties are color, shape, size, and texture. So here I have a chart of the different types of properties and some of the examples. So when I looked around my classroom for pieces of matter, I found this book. So this book is called Bugs and Spiders. And right now I want to look at my chart and figure out what properties this book has, because this book is a piece of matter. It takes up space. So first, let's look at the size. Well, you can tell by this picture that this book is very thin. And right here, that's one of my examples. So I would say that this book is thin, it's pretty small. The shape of this book is a square. The texture is very smooth, and it is yellow, yellowish orangish color. I can also look at things like my pillow. So my pillow is thick. I like having thick pillows, and it is a rectangle. It's also very soft and very fluffy, and it's the color white. Here are some more examples of the properties of matter. Here is green things. So these are all different pieces of matter, and they're all green. Can you tell which shape this is? Obviously, it's a square. We have a little box. This is a clock, a chessboard, a die, a window. These are all square shaped. These items are all different objects, but they're all about the same exact size. And here is a lot of different color hair, but it's the same texture. It looks like it's smooth or soft. See, properties of matter are important because they can help you put them into groups. Like this picture right here, these are all different objects. This apple right here is smooth and it's round, but this piece of broccoli is not smooth. This piece of broccoli is rough. So they are the same color, but they do not have the same texture and they do not have the same shape. These items here have the same size, but they do not have the same color and they don't have the same texture. This feather seems like it could be soft, but this piece of wood looks like it would be bumpy. So now that we know a little bit more about matter and its properties, I'm going to look around my classroom and I'm going to find pieces of matter and I'm going to sort them out by their different properties. So I'm going to look for different objects that are the same size, the same color, the same shape, and the same texture. I want you to be paying really close attention because you are going to be doing this today for your assignment. Okay, I'm done. I looked all around my classroom and I found a whole bunch of different pieces of matter that have the same properties. So here's my first group of objects. I went all around my classroom and I looked for different pieces of matter that had the same color. And I'm sure you can guess the color that I chose was the color red. Okay, so here are my next group of objects. What I did is I went around my classroom and I found different pieces of matter that were all the same shape. So obviously they're all circles. They're not the same color, they're not the same size or the same texture, but they're all the same shape. They're all circles. Here's my next group of objects. I'm wondering if you can guess which property they all have in common. They're not the same color, they're not the same shape, they're not the same texture, but they are the same size. Okay, so this is the last group of objects that I found, and when I went around my classroom and I found the different pieces of matter for this group, I was looking for pieces that have the same texture. So here I have a group of objects and they are all smooth, so when you touch them it's not bumpy, it's not coarse at all, it's just a smooth top, and they are all hard. Okay, grade 2, that's the end of today's video. Now it's your turn to go look around your house and find different pieces of matter that have the same properties. So go back to Seesaw and you can read the directions of how to do your assignment. Bye!